Hey, Brendan from WPAlpha. In this video, I want to talk about the Smart Update system, or the AI patching system that is built into the hosting platform. So what this patching system does, it basically uses AI to clone a copy of the site, take screenshots of the clone site, then applies the updates to the clone site, or checks the plugins for updates and applies the updates, and then takes a bunch of screenshots after and compares the two. So it checks for visual changes on the site. It checks 100 pages on the site. It also checks error logs. So it'll run the updates and then check the error logs on the site to make sure that there's no issues. So it's a very effective way of doing patches. It very rarely has issues. Occasionally it will come up with problems. It'll detect a problem in advance and say, hey, this plugin's not working or something went wrong. It needs to be turned on. It's not on by default. So to do that, so I'm logged in here into the backend, or the admin backend, and by default you have the websites section. So you can either go to the sidebar in WordPress, or WordPress here on the left, and that opens up the WordPress manager. So you'll see, you would have seen there on the screen before. So here is where you can control the update system. So there's a few different things you need to do here. So turning it on and off. So you see there's an option to turn it on and off. So I can turn it off and on there. And then you have the settings. So by default, we are updating everything automatically. If you want granular control, you can do that in here. You can even control it on a plugin by plugin basis. So you can see here there's different options defined individually. And then if you go here to the plugins and themes, same thing. You have the auto update option there, whether or not you want it to update or not. So that's pretty straightforward. You can also run it manually. If you want to run the updates yourself, you can turn just wait for this to do its thing. It's just having a think for a second. So you can run it manually. So you don't need to run it automatically. You can actually manually push it, and it will do all the steps. It will clone the site, test the updates, do all that, but it will wait for you to give it the okay before it patches things. So that if you have a bigger site or you want to manage updates more closely, that is another way to do it. This will take a minute because it's checking for updates. So I'll just close that and let that run. If you want to see what the update system is doing, there we go, we're done. Checking for updates was performed. No updates required, of course. So you got the updates there, and then you can actually, if there were updates, you could run the update system manually here. And you can see you can turn it on and off there. So if you turn it off, then it's not going to run automatically, and you can just do a manual push. If you want to check to see what the update system is doing or has done, so I'm on the dashboard tab and just go to logs. And you'll see this has all the events. So checked a whole bunch of things. Theme plugin updates not found. You'll see here. Okay, in my last video I did some security stuff, so that's what that was about. Let's see. So here it is, screenshotting. Let's see what else. Okay, so then updated plugin, WP Rocket plugin updated. So current version now is 3.18.1.5. Previous version was 3.18. So you can see what it's doing here. You can see here that it did its forecast. No issues found during the test. So it went through and updated it. So you can see it does a lot of stuff here. It's very busy. And you see here one of them failed. So there was actually a limit. So the hosting plan has database limits, and you can see that in this case there was a limit that was hit because we had a bunch of staging sites there, so that was a problem. So there are errors that appear from time to time, and the system will email you if there's a problem as well, so you can jump in there and see what's going on. But that's pretty much it. It works. It's basically having a developer do this would take half a day to clone the site and to test the update. So it's a very effective way of doing patches for anything from a small site to a big site. Just be mindful with the storage space. It does clone the site. So if you've got a 50 gig site, it is going to add another 50 gig of usage to your plan. So you need to have enough overhead in your plan, or storage overhead, that process can happen. So that's just one gotcha there. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just email our support team. Just log a ticket, support@WPAlpha.com. One of the team will have a look and get back to you, usually within a few hours. So I hope you found this useful. Cheers.